What's up, Blue Chips? One trade today on VG. Let's get to it. All right, traders, so not going to do the live trade today. If you want to watch it, it was kind of a slow one, and it ended up not really working. If you want to watch it on the live stream, I already linked the time to it on the actual live stream from this morning, so feel free to go check that out. We're just going to do a little bit of a recap. And to start us off, we're just going to take a quick look at the daily. So drawing this line right here, we had around right over that 1050 area, and then we had the pre-market high of $11. So as this thing was popping up during the live stream, I said, let's see if this wants to make a pop through 10 and see if we can get up at least towards that 11 area, at least towards 1050. So we popped up. We actually got all the way up to 1037. Our first entry was at 1026 as it was coming back down. I actually meant to hit it in the 1030s. It really wouldn't have mattered, but in hindsight. But so as we were looking at it, it seemed to be a top tick. So as it was coming down, it tried to pop back up and felt like it was getting rejected again. We got to add to half size at 1017. It started coming back up, and at this point we were saying, okay, maybe we'll just cut it if it goes high of day. We'll get full size and do just that. But what I realized is I'm not going to be putting it right at high of day because you might get a little bit of a fake out, just like we did here. As you'll see, it jumped up to 41.5, and it started to come back down. However, it decided that it wasn't done, and regardless, that's why we don't put our stops right over high of day anymore, is because we're looking to give it a little bit of room to breathe if it does want to give us one of those fake outs through high of day. So it seemed like that's what was going to happen. Somebody else had some other plans. They kind of held this thing up. Looks like an ascending triangle, and sure enough, it completed. So our stop at this pretty much this whole time was at the break of the $0.50 because we were so close to it. I said, I don't want to put my stop right over the high, which was at 38, and I don't want to give it like 6 cents room because that'll put it right under the $0.50. And usually when you get close to a $0.50 or a whole dollar, it becomes a magnet, right? And if it wants to hold as resistance, it will, and if it doesn't, it won't. But neither here nor there, the idea is that it's a strong point of resistance. So that's what we were shooting for. So when we came up here, we got an extra add-in because we realized, okay, our stop is going in at 51. So if we can get an add up close to 50, we're risking almost nothing on these additional shares. So we added to double our share size as close to 50 as we could. We got it at 44 as it felt like it was actually kind of rejecting a little bit. And of course, right after we got out, it actually jumped up and tested 50 pretty much right away. But it actually held, right? Our stop was at 51 and it held. It actually came all the way back down to 35. Our average at this point was sitting right there at 1034 and some change. And we just couldn't seem to get that break. Obviously, we were looking for this breakdown here anyways, but we were going to start scaling out of our position just a little bit just to eliminate some of the risk if we got down through 1030. As you can see, that never happened. Even still, that never happened. It got as low as 1036. So as it was coming back down, it almost kind of looks like a mini descending triangle. It did not complete. It actually went the other way, and it ended up stopping us out. So it happens, right? I feel like we played the trade perfectly. It just didn't work out, right? There's going to be times where your trades don't work out. That's why having a plan and set risk per trade is so beneficial, because we didn't even get up to our max loss per trade, just even with the extra entry, because of how well we handled the trade. And on top of that, we were looking for this thing to run up towards 11, and we were risking off of there. So the fact that we ended up only risking off of 1050, that helped as well, which is another reason I had no problem adding a few extra shares, knowing that we were under our max loss risk. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any additional questions or comments based on this trade, feel free to ask down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning for the live stream. Peace.